All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back as we jump back into Hyperborea as we jump into our fourth episode. Tonight, we are going to be following the story of the party as 2 weeks ago we saw the party split. We saw last week what happened to part of the party, and tonight we're going to see what's happening with the man who stayed behind, and then we'll be introducing some new characters as well. But before we dive into the action, I'm going to do some quick introductions. My name is Trevor. I'll be your GM storyteller tonight. And then to my right here, streaming all the way from Austin, Texas, my brother. Who are you playing tonight?
Hey, I'm Chris Bradley. Excited to be here, and I'm playing a Viking Ranger named Skeet,
Viking Ranger named
who is
Skeet.
super excited to not have jumped into the stairway to heaven, and evidently made some good choices.
Right.
So I
Right.
have stayed with Kith and Kin,
Kith and Kin.
being five barrels of water that we got, some bat chicken that I've been
Okay.
frying up, so
All right. Well,
tasty.
we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Okay.
All right. And then just below me, introducing a new character tonight. You know him as Headstone in Discord.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, hey everybody. I'm John. I'm coming to you guys from just north of Toronto, Canada.
Sweet. That makes it an international game, since we have both U.S. and Canadians playing with us tonight.
Love this.
Now, we do have a returning player, but if you watched last game, she'll be playing a new character. So you know her as Sunshine. Leah is back tonight, but we're not going to introduce her character just yet. So say hello tonight, Sunshine.
Hello.
All right,
I miss
so
Valdis.
Valdis is had a glorious death, and that was happening last episode. So
Hey, that was
spoilers.
the
That's
best thing
great.
that's happened in the game yet. That was awesome.
That was great. All right. So now
That
we're
was
gonna
so
move.
funny.
We're gonna move into the action. So tonight we're gonna begin our story with Skeet. Now, full disclosure, we've had a comedy of errors tonight. We actually played the first 15 minutes of this game. I realized
Twice.
I had OBS problems and the audio wasn't picking up the players. So I said, "Hey, we'll reset," and then we did that. And then I realized that I had not hit the record button. So this will be the third time that I have gone through the first 15 minutes of this game. So we're going to do it again. All right. So here
To
we
add, if you're experiencing OBS issues, this is the drug for you.
Right. All right. So let's get the story back. So here's where we are. Okay. We're beginning the story with Skeet. He's at the tower. It's been a few days after his party went through the portal and he decided not to go. In those few days, he has eaten up all of his bat chicken that he hunted. He returned to the well. And in the well where they fought the coal ash monsters, he was able to sneak down there, scavenge about, and he found four more of those magic arrows. So right now, if we're counting, he has 6 arrows, regular arrows, and then 4 magic arrows. He's also fashioned a spear, a homemade spear, as he's been going about, and he's been trying to stay close to the tower because it is nightfall, and the only protection he has is the light of the tower itself from the eternal flame that was lit in our first game. But now, because the bat creatures are like staying away from the tower, and the only thing that's flying about is that really giant thing that he's been trying to stay away from. He's now ventured out, and now he's been basically pushed out into the wild, which is something rangers do, as he's hunting for food. Now, if we look at the map, he has moved all the way across this ridge here. And now he has moved all the way up here into these woods. He is now tracking small game into the woods, looking for food and hoping to find a shelter. Because now that he's far enough away, he's away from the safety of the light of the tower. The only light he's getting right now is the starlight and the moonlight of Serene, the largest of the 2 moons that is hanging out right now. But he's moved into the forest. Now, what he thought was going to be a lush forest from the distance, in the darkness is hard to tell. What he's actually come across, hang on a second, is this. It is not a lush forest. It is twisting wood. It is something very odd that he's come across. The wood is twisted, the branches are twisting around. The ground itself, there aren't really like nutrients in the ground that would be good for trees or anything. It is a very strange and odd wood. He's also come across and he's found different like carcasses. He's found different things laying about. He came across the remains of a human. He found what looked to be, first he found a hand axe that he thought was, hey, this is probably a Viking hand axe. He found another older remains of some humans, and he found what looked to be a gnawed sandal that did not look like something that would have coming from any of those Vikings. He has found other footprints moving into the woods fresh, which gave him hope that possibly maybe there's other Vikings here from his clan that might have gotten ported and left in these woods. But the first thing he wanted to do was to hunt small game. Now, he found some tracks of a wolf or a large dog. He couldn't really tell what it was, but he got up in a tree and he waited. And eventually this thing got close enough to the tree and he tried to surprise it by jumping down and killing what ended up being a jackal. As he dropped down on top of it, he missed his surprise. The dog got to bite at him. The dog missed. He returned to strike with a spear. He killed it quickly. And now he is walking out away from this area now with the jackal over his shoulder. But he's also concerned because while everything here was extremely quiet, when there was a death rattle, the death yelp of this animal, things stirred in this somewhat quiet forest and moved away from him, leading him to understand that this wood is not quite as dead or as barren as it appears. And that is where we're picking up the action. And I've now told that 3 times, but that's where we are in the action. So that is the quick recap. All right, so with that, Chris, Skeet, the ranger is moving about in the forest, animal over your shoulders.
It's getting very heavy on my shoulders. It's more meaty than I had hoped. So I'm dropping it silently to the ground, carefully, and as I begin to pull it back towards home, my stomach begins to growl, and I look at it and I tell it to be quiet, and I begin to think about what might pair well with this, and I look about to see if there might be. I mean, this is a pretty desolate area, but I'm thinking mushrooms. So as I'm pulling it about, I'm looking about to see if there's
You definitely find some mushrooms growing about at the base of the trees that look edible. They look similar to things that you've eaten before. Everything here is a little different. It's a little odd. But you look at them, and there are no telltale signs that it would be bad for you. You think you could probably eat these if prepared properly. So you do collect some mushrooms. What would you like to do from there?
I put a few of those in my bag, continue to grab and pull the carcass, hopefully quickly home. So I'm doing my best silently, but I am dragging.
So you're trying to leave the wood at this point?
Absolutely.
You turn, and the path that you followed in to the wood is no longer there.
Great.
You shouldn't be lost, but you look about and what you see behind you is a wood you have not traveled in, even though you just walked down that way.
Is there anywhere where I could find shelter and maybe start a fire?
At the base of the tree that you're at, there are some like larger roots that you could, like a little hovel that you could get into, if you want to do that.
Dude, I'm starving. I need to eat.
All right, so you make fire, which does cast some light, which is definitely needed right now to kind of get your bearings. You easily do that, and you begin to cook some meat. As you do that, you look about, and even the way in front of you that you thought you saw earlier in the darkness, now that you're seeing light, it looks completely different. The entire topography of the land, while it's still twisted trees, it looks different to you somehow, as if maybe the wood itself has shifted.
All right. Now I am cooking. I've dressed the meat, etc.
Yeah, you're cooking the meat. Now, at this point, in the not so distance of the wood, we come to another scene. A scene of 2 Vikings that are have found basically an outcropping of a tree that's kind of risen up, and there's a rock that the tree is kind of grown over. There's giant roots that kind of cover over that rock, and in between the rock and the roots, there's like a little like inlet that two Vikings have taken cover in. One will meet, and Leah, introduce your character as you were sitting there and you're eating some berries and some things and mushrooms that you have found about. But go ahead and introduce your character.
My character's name is Arya.
Mm-hmm.
She is a level 2 druid.
Oh, a little druid, a little Viking druid. So as you're sitting there with your blonde hair, and I think you have your studded armor, and you have some of the Viking like furs on. You're sitting there. You're over. Now, what weapons are you carrying? I believe you have a bow strapped to your back. You also have
I have a short bow.
A short bow. You have
quarter
a shield,
staff.
a shield, and a staff,
shield.
and a staff, right?
Staff.
And you're sitting there. You're eating some of that, and you have a little friend with you. While you've been out in the woods, you also came across some animals, and instead of hunting it, you befriended it using your druidic magic. You've actually befriended a gangly dog, but it's a wolf. You've actually befriended a wolf using your druidic magic. Have you named the wolf?
No.
No. Wolfie! It's just
Wolfie!
Wolfie! Alright, so you and Wolfie are sitting there eating some berries, and it's wanting meat, but this is what you have found so far. Standing next to you is another Viking. You two were part of a raiding clan, the same raiding clan before. You both got ported here, but you landed in a different spot. And standing next to you, Headstone, or John. Introduce your character. Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
Oh, sorry.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm playing Asni Ragnar's daughter, standing 6'2", 165 pounds. Long blonde hair, French braids on both sides, and then ties back into one. She's got tattoos of the moon on both sides of her neck, just below her ears, and she's always got face paint across her eyes, straight across, almost like a blindfold.
So two Viking warrior women, shield maidens, were part of a larger group. Now, what I will tell you as part of your backstory is that you were ported from this same scene that we saw earlier, is this raid, and your group was also ported here, just south of these woods. There were 12 of you that went into these woods, and currently you two are the only two left. You're not sure where the other 10 left. You know that there have been many deaths. You've heard them screaming in the woods. But as it stands right now, the rest of your clan is scattered except for the two of you, and you've been here for several days. At this point, you're lost. You cannot seem to find your way out. Even though the Arya is a master of the wood, there's something strange, as if the wood itself will not allow you to leave or find your way. You've basically got this anchor point of this tree that you found, and every time you move about, you seem to come back to this spot. So that is where we pick up the scene. Now, as the two of you are here, in the distance, you smell cooked food. You smell something being cooked in the distance.
Arya, do you smell that? Or is it just me? Is it my thoughts?
No, I do smell it.
Perhaps there's somebody else. Should we? Should we find out what's there? Leave the comfort of our home that we have?
Our home. Yes. Yes, we should investigate.
Fantastic.
So with that, the 2.5 of you, I will always say half because you have a little Wolfie with you, leave the hovel. Now, as you leave, the two of you move about. Asni, I'm guessing you're a little bit more brazen as you're walking, but it's Arya and behind you that kind of knows the woods. But Arya, you are surprisingly lost. You sense strangeness and this strange magic, perhaps. This place feels enchanted as the trees shift about. And in all your time of wandering the wood, you've never had a situation happen where you feel lost. As this wood just seems to not want you to find your way. That being said, you definitely can follow the scent of meat. As the two and a half of you move forward, it is the wolf that picks up the scent the most and is pointing you in the direction as you move through branches and brambles, vines and things. And in the just the clearing, you see another Viking huddled over a campfire and roasting some type of dog. Your dog, Wolf, or Wolfie, as we're going to call it, until you come up with a better name, which please do. Wolfie is definitely like hunched over and wanting a piece of the game that the other Viking is cooking. So with that, we'll toss it back over to John. You're up front. Asni, you see might be a familiar face.
Looking through, I would shout some a Viking greeting of some sorts, perhaps "Skull, friend."
Hello, well met. Come, join me at my fire.
Aria, I think we have a friend. He speaks Vikland.
As the three of you, or three and a half of you, come together and eat the remains of this that's left, now is the time for you to tell the story of basically how everyone has come to be. And then for the sake of time, you all know the story at this point, the one I just shared with you. There are many Vikings missing in these woods. You've been lost in here for a few days. You do recognize Skeet. He was a part of your raiding party. He was on a different boat, but you do recognize him. You don't really know him, but you do recognize him. And with that, you all kind of share the story of how you all were ported here, you're all lost, and you're kind of sharing information. But let's go ahead and dive into that scene. So with that, let's go back to Skeet. You've kind of shared back and forth everything that I just told you, and now the question is, what do you do next?
I'm gonna make sure I share the meat. We enjoy the food together. And then I ask if they have enjoyed any of the cooked mushrooms.
I have not. I've looked at the mushrooms and my former job before I embarked on the journey was an innkeeper, and I was not quite sure if these mushrooms would be healthy.
I hope to invoke the spirits and ask for their input on this place.
Now, Arya, you're closer with nature, and you know that the mushrooms that he has collected are quite edible. In fact, you've been sneaking a few yourself. They're quite good. They are slightly hallucinogenic, which you've enjoyed to be able to kind of get a better feel for nature and to kind of gather the power of the wood. But they're not. You have to eat a lot of them, which you've been trying to do to get the full effect. But they are quite good.
These mushrooms are quite safe.
Now, you've had them.
Yeah.
Yes, they smell different, but have a sweet, similar essence that seems edible.
They are similar. Mass quantities, though.
Well,
Get me closer to nature.
I'd like to take these, and I've put some over the fire and invoke the spirits on my lost friends who were with me.
Chris, give me a D6 check. What's your wisdom?
Wisdom is 15.
Okay, yeah, give me a D6 check. Okay. There's a shiver down your spine as you're invoking the spirits. And everything about you is telling you that you are not welcome here, and this is a very bad place to be.
I'm going to eat 2 more, and I am going to see if I can't somehow connect or commune with the spirits of those that were with me.
Okay. As you begin, all of you eating more of these mushrooms that kind of grow in abundance in this tree right here. Okay. And a few moments pass. Time kind of, you lose track of it as you're sitting there stirring the embers of the fire and enjoying the meat and the mushrooms. And in the distance, it is Asni who hears something coming in the distance, a shuffling, a moving about. This would be to the north, to the northeast. You're not quite sure, but you hear something shuffling about in the wood.
Friends, we aren't alone. But in the darkest hour, when the demons come with me. We will fight them together.
I immediately jump up and motion to move and to get into a place where we might, if we're not already marked, have a area of surprise.
Okay, you move back into your spot where you were trying to climb up into the tree. Takes you a second as your eyesight's a little off from the mushrooms as you're trying to climb up into the tree. But you get up in the tree and you get your spear, and as you're looking about, you hear something shuffling about, and you hear whatever it is. You hear 2 feet. It's a single person. It's a person walking, shuffling against dead brambles and brush, almost as if dragging his feet or barely picking up his or her feet. You sense now that whatever this is, maybe not even a threat. It's someone wounded or old or drunk. You're not quite sure, but something is walking through the woods and doesn't seem a threat.
Do I detect, do I sense evil once it's within 60 feet?
You do not sense evil.
We should be okay. Let's wait.
Arya, what would you like to do? As your wolf begins to growl at the presence of whatever it is moving in.
I'm going to ask the wolf what he smells.
You look down and, well, no, you tell me. How does Arya ask the wolf what he smells? What is it? How do you ask? Oh, I'm gonna make you roleplay talking to the dog. That's gonna happen.
What you're growling at? Does it smell like an enemy?
The wolf looks at you. He kind of cocks his head to the side, and you see his ear kind of twitch to the side. You don't notice his fur isn't growled up or like pulled up or anything. He's more alerting you and less danger. He's just telling you he's alert.
Okay. So I'll just stand ready.
You stand
wait
ready,
for whatever
and,
is approaching.
and in a few moments, you hear a whispered voice coming out of the darkness. He goes, "Is there food? Do I smell roast meat?"
Pull some jerky. I pull some that I still have in my hand, and I toss it down to him.
Now, you get ready to do that, but whoever is speaking has a very strange dialect. He's not a Viking. It's very strange. You sense you can hardly even understand what he's saying. It is very odd the way that he's talking. And eventually, coming through the shadows, you see the tattered clothing, a tattered robe, of a man walking through, an old man, a frail man, walking out and looking out, and pale skin, has like the ruined part of a diadem around his head as he's walking, and he goes, who are you? You're strange people in this forest.
I'll pop down. I've already thrown him meat.
You toss the meat to the ground, and he slowly, almost like, goes down on all fours as he's reaching for the meat and kind of ravenously eating the meat.
We are new to this land. I am Skeet. I'm Viking. How long have you been here?
Viking. No, Northman. I heard of your kind. North of Umbria, I believe. Correct?
Aye.
He's mentioning something sounds very odd. He goes, my garrison was moving forward. I was part of a legion years ago, until the wind brought us here.
I look up and I motion to Arya and my friends to come down.
So now the 3.5 of you see this old man, frail,
And surround him a little bit.
emaciated, no weapons. Looks like he's got some type of like walking stick, short spear that he's kind of put together. Or it's not even that sharp. And somehow he's still alive, but it seems like he's just completely emaciated. You do see tattered sandals, similar to the one that you found earlier that was gnawed upon, that he's wearing. The only thing of value attached to him, he seems to be this what looks to be some type of bronze circlet or diadem around his head.
How many? You say you've been here for years. How many years? A cycle or more or less?
I was here the last time the sun was gone and came back. It's been 13 years, I believe.
13 years ago. Did you meet any other Northmen then?
No. The only one was my legion, some hundreds.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm on the hunt for Northmen that were lost some 13 years ago.
There's been Northmen here recently. The spirit of the wood has hunted most of them, I believe.
Yes, they're members of our party, but not the ones that I'm personally looking for.
At this point, he's with the rest of the meat. He gets up and he tries to warm himself by the fire. And as he does that, he looks about. He goes, "What is your name, if I may ask?"
My name is Asni. Can I get your name?
Gaius. I was from Rome, a great city. And you?
We came from Vikland on a raiding mission and ended up here.
Vikland. I don't know that land. The land I came from was a beautiful city, and I was part of a legion. The ninth legion we were, and we were garrisoned and headed north before this wind brought us here. And with that, I do have an image for you for this character.
Interesting.
So this is Gaius, Roman legionnaire, who's been here for 13 years. And he shares that he was part of the 9th Legion out of Rome. Now, none of you have ever heard of this city before. He's definitely did not... You don't put it together. Hyperborea is a big place, so you have to kind of separate character and player knowledge. But he doesn't sound like he came from anywhere that you recall.
No.
Are there more of you?
Oh, there were. There were many. But oh, wait. Do any of you know how to read runes or ancient languages?
No, I do not.
There was one in our party. After some time, deciphered it, Marcus, and there is a strange stone here, some type of obelisk or tower, small tower here with strange markings on it. He was able to decipher it and open some strange sorcery, and the remaining survivors, they left. I was too late to reach them, and they left, and I was left here with a few others, and now I'm afraid I am alone.
How is it that you've survived?
I'm eating berries and some of the mushrooms and things about the land. Hiding, mainly hiding. There is an evil spirit here that hunts those who come in. I keep a low profile.
Have you been able to make yourself out of these, out of this area?
No, the spirit will not let you.
Have you seen this spirit?
I've seen its shadow. A monstrous form. Horns or ridges out of its back and face. I know he carries a large weapon, and he hunts these lands. Or
Have you
she.
seen him bleed?
Yes. But
Yes.
I have learned a secret. The spirit controls the trees, the brush, and things move about. But he doesn't control the ground. If you know the stones, you know the dirt, you know the ground, you follow it. It stays true.
Well, I'm a bit of a tracker. I think with your knowledge and my abilities, we might be able to find our way out of here.
It's possible. It is possible. There are many foul things that live about here. This spirit has a way of corrupting even the smallest of things here. We must... Do you think you could get us out? I could take you to the obelisk or the tower if you want to try reading the runes.
Arya, are you knowledgeable in runes?
No, I am not.
I have friends, but there was one that could read them, but he's gone.
Well, I can try.
I could take you. It's not far. You want to try? And if that fails, we could try something else.
Have either of you ever read a rune?
No, I have not.
No,
think
my
that's-
runes? Runes from my abilities?
If it's a druidic language, maybe. There's a difference
If
between
it's a druidic language, maybe.
Yeah, if it's arcane, no. But if it's druidic, possible.
Exactly. Arcane, no. Druidic, yes.
I'm just trying to decide. I know I can follow and use knowledge to get out of here. Going deeper in to hell to read something that we don't know how to read may not be the best plan without some help. Those are my 2 cents.
Well, I think we should at least try.
I agree. We
Okay.
should at least try. It's better than sitting here doing nothing while the changes around us.
All right. Well, my vote is that we try to leave this place using the ground and my tracking abilities to get out. But if it's going deeper in that you want to do,
It's not far. It's close. I can take you. It's over the ridge.
I say we leave the fire here as a way to maybe draw others while we leave.
Okay. With that, Gaius, he takes him by. He goes, come, quickly now while it's silent. Follow me. And with that, you see him kind of hobble and kind of move about. He gets up. He walks gingerly and kind of crooked over. Being in the wood this long alone, he's not 100% there. As this hermit's kind of moving about. You do see him kind of like moving and kind of following, like follow. With
Is
that,
his back to us?
yes.
All right, I'm gonna use my surprise, and I'm gonna grab him by the neck and take him to the ground.
Okay.
And I'm gonna grab my spear and put it to his neck.
Easy, without a problem. You grab him, you spin around, you throw him to the ground. You now have spear to neck. As he falls, you hear him like, ah! You're not sure if he broke or tore something. He's very frail and emaciated.
I look to him and I say, "Curse you if you are trying to send us to our death. You will find your own end. Do you understand me? Do you understand?"
I do. I simply want to leave this cursed place. Please. I'll do whatever you want.
Are you leading us to someone? If you are, it will be the last breath you have. Let me know now.
I just want to leave. I just want to go home.
What do you want? I'll kill you now. I don't need you.
I told you. I just want to leave.
I do a perception check or a wisdom check.
Different game.
Different game.
Different game. You sense he's. I mean, he might have slightly soiled himself.
All right. So I see soiled. All right. All right. I grab him to his. I pull him back up. I give him a little bit more of the food that I've cooked.
Thank you.
And I was like,
God, you can trust Gaius. You can trust me. You can trust me. And with that, he grabs his feet and he's trying to he's not gonna make that mistake again and put his back to you. He's kind of he's like walking sideways as he's like watching you and kind of leading you.
I'm walking side by side, and I'm just, and I don't want to walk directly. I mean, he's talked about the trees, so should we stay in the center? Should we stay to the trees? What do we see? What is his movement showing us?
He's following somewhat of a path, even though the path is still like it might be covered by brush or bramble. You see him following a very direct path. So he's not avoiding the trees, if that's what you're asking. With that, you do get to the ridge, and over the ridge in the distance, you see what looks to be a shed or a small ruined house. You also see broken up stone. Looks to be like the remains of an ancient temple. Very small, not a lot left of it, but you do see the stone outline of some temple. There is no roof. It is open. You're basically just seeing what's left of like the outline of the walls and crumbling statues and things of that nature.
Is this where we're to go, guys?
Yes.
Is this where?
Yes, it is. Just inside on the other side of the temple. There's a strange stone beacon. Oh, we don't know what it is, but it has strange writings on it. If you just on the other side of the temple, in those trees. I don't believe it is part of this temple. It seemed Marcus believed it was older. Here before whatever was built. Maybe he thought the temple was built as a way to worship whatever the tower beacon thing is. It's small, 10, 12 feet.
We should go look at this obelisk.
Agreed.
With that, he leads you past the ruins, and as you're passing the ruins, you see in the distance, you do see this strange-looking tower, and it is pretty much as he described it. But what you're seeing is these letters is they do look a mix of Nordic, but they definitely look like a mix of a couple of different things. Um, Arya, you look about them, and while some of them do look familiar, it definitely looks like some type of arcane magic.
While some of the wordings look familiar, it is outside my ability to understand what it means.
One of the things that you see and that you can make out is it is I'm going to use a word. It's not the exact word, but it's something like a way station.
Uh-huh. Would make sense.
Would we have heard of those before?
No.
Would any of
No.
them have been in Vicland or elsewhere?
Gaia says, I was just behind. I was in the temple when Marcus deciphered it. A light, strange green light, it emanated, and the rest of my legionnaires, they walked into the light and they went home, or they went somewhere else. I smelled something sweet, almost like I can remember it being like honey or something sweet in the air as they left.
As they're talking, I'm backing up, and I am finding a place to kind of be next to, or to kind of take some type of cover. I don't know anything about runes, other than do I have anything of value on me?
A few coin, a couple of gems, nothing major. What are you looking
I'm
for?
gonna take the coins and gems I found in the well.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna put it just like I did with the last place that we were at. I'm gonna set it right in front of the runes, and on the ground, right in front
Okay.
of the stone, as like an offering,
Okay.
and see if it does something similar as when I got the water.
Okay. You do that. You don't immediately feel anything. This feels very different. It's a good idea. It's worth a shot. This feels like a different thing. But as you do look about, you look down and I don't know if this is a blessing from the gods or something, but you suddenly notice strange tracks scattered about in front of this. You back up, and as you back up into the wood, you look over towards the ruins, and you look on the ground, and you notice them now. They look different. It's very strange tracks, almost like large divots of like a quarterstaff or something was poked about. But they looked like holes, like cylindrical holes that are just kind of dotted around the ground.
Look here. The gods have given me insight. Can you see it? Can you see these holes here?
Are you asking Gaius or everyone?
I'm asking everyone, and then I look to Gaius, and I was like, Gaius, tell us about these. What are they?
He looks and goes, oh. He looks about, he goes, those weren't here before. There's something else. They'll call to you. And he starts backing up, and you see him just like bolt into the bushes.
Well, I think we're going to follow.
I'm gonna look for cover immediately.
Okay, so you're basically back at this point. We're back away. You're at the ruins, and you see guys like bolt off. As he does that, everyone starts like looking, for cover. Asni, you're looking like I'm gonna follow him. You take a couple steps towards him. You see that Arya, you're backing. You look down at your wolf friend, who immediately starts like growling. And with that, we also see our friend, our ranger friend, Skeet. You've backed up into cover, and in the distance, Skeet, you begin to hear something. Do you have discern noise? As one of your
Yes.
skills? You do?
Yes, I do.
All right, roll that for me. I can never remember which thief skills rangers have, but I think you had discern. So it's a 4 out of 12, I think. So you got to roll low.
Yeah. Actually, yeah. Hold on. It's just a minute. Discern noise. Oh, hold on. It's 4 out of 12.
Yep, roll a d12.
All right.
There's something rustling in the distance, but you can't make out. It kind of echoes. You can't make out a direction or where exactly it is, but something is rustling in the distance. With that, as everyone is kind of somewhat taking cover, I will let the ranger use his surprise ability. Roll a d6 for me, please. Oof, no. All right.
Nothing.
All right, as we have basically a situation where everyone is expecting something, what is coming hears you and is expecting you. So we're going to kind of set the scene. As everyone is kind of strewn about, what you see coming in the distance, you see moving through the brush what looks to be a very, very large ant. As you see 6 legs moving about, and when I mean big, I mean like bigger than like a heavy war horse. A very giant ant is moving about, and you see its giant mandibles kind of like almost like sniffing the air. The dog next to you growls and kind of lurches back as this ant is looking about, and we're going to now take a break, a quick 2-second break as I set the scene, as we'll see what happens with the giant ant.
No.
All right, the giant radioactive ant.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Nick.
Uh-oh.
Giant radioactive ant is moving about. It is massive. It's like small
giant.
elephant size. It's too big.
Ugly.
Is ugly. All right. So with this, let's all make some announcements, and then we're gonna have Skeet roll initiative. So Skeet, you see this big thing kind of moving about. You see this big mandibles kind of like sensing or trembling through the air. Skeet, what do you want to do? You're all the way in the back, so you're up first. Missile, melee, or magic? Which is gonna be?
Missile.
Missile. Okay, as you get an arrow ready. What type of arrow are you pulling?
Explosive.
The big one. You're pulling out a magic arrow. As you do that, let me just.
And I'm also gonna head up to get a better vantage on the top of one of these.
So you're gonna move and missile. All right.
Move and missile.
What is Asni going to do?
I believe I'm going to melee.
You're gonna run in melee, and then what is Arya gonna do?
Move and missile.
Move and missile, and dog will go to attack.
Dog will go to attack.
All right. So with that, let me see. Radioactive ant. What would you like to do? Eat them. Got it. Okay. So he's now told me his action. So with that, let's make an initiative roll. So Skeet, roll a d6. Highest roll. Oh, you got it.
What of Gaius? What of Gaius?
Gaius is fled the scene. All right, so Skeet rolls a 5. Radioactive ant is going on a 3. So with that, the party will go first. So we're going to do our melee first. So Asni, you can run your 40 feet and make your attack. Yep, you're close enough.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Do I give her a surprise at all?
No. We rolled that. We failed.
I rolled a 6.
Let's go long.
That's not rolling a 1 in D&D, right?
Okay.
All right, you do extremely well. What did you roll? You rolled a 19, so you hit an AC of -2 for 10 points of damage. All right, you run up and immediately just lop off one of its legs. Blood starts coming out of it. Now you take out one of his legs. It screeches back as you sever one of its legs. With that, we're gonna go to Arya. Go ahead, Arya.
Okay.
You take a shot. You miss with your arrow. But the wolf is going to move up. Go ahead and roll an attack with the wolf. Just roll a d20. Wolf runs up to attack and misses. It takes a snap at it. The ant is kind of moving back, kind of jarred off because it just lost a leg. With that, Skeet, you may now shoot your magic arrow.
All right. Do I do this with the character sheet or just the dice?
Character sheet. It just goes short bow. You should
Short
actually,
bow.
actually, if you click your token,
Yeah.
you have a longbow attack.
All right.
So click token, top left longbow. There we go. You hit an AC of 6. Actually, it's a magic arrow plus 3, so you hit an AC of 3. You would not have hit it without the magic arrow. The magic arrow does land. Instead of 4 points of damage, you're going to do 7. So it is now taking 17 points of damage as the
Does
arrow...
it make a sound as it hit?
It does. It makes a very cracking sound as it... What is that for? You just hit the button again, just for fun. Just for fun.
Hit what button?
Oh, it said that you rolled twice.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good. All right. Do you get 2 attacks in a round? You do.
I do actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So that would hit an AC of 5. I don't think that hits. Let me check real quick. I don't. No, that misses. All right, so you use 2 magic arrows. One does have a cracking sound as it cracks the carapace of this thing. The other arrow goes off into the distance and goes into the brush behind it.
It was an explosive arrow, and I've got my eyes on it.
Okay, that's right. And with that, we now go to Radioactive Ant. Radioactive Ant is now going to try to eat the girl in front of him, and will make an attack. I don't feel that's right. That feels like too many dice. What did I just roll?
That does feel like too many dice.
Yeah,
You have advantage?
that was
Do
too
you-
many dice.
Do you get 1 dice per appendage?
No, that was wrong. All right, so we're just gonna roll a d20. That
That's
is
why you ran
broken.
away.
That is
That's
broken.
why I ran away.
What's your AC?
4, I believe, unless it's evil.
It is not evil. It's just a really hungry radioactive ant. It does
4.
make a snap at you. It misses as these giant claws just like close in. With that, we're now going to make more announcements, and then we'll roll initiative again. Asney, I'm assuming you're going to make an attack.
I will make 2.
You'll be making 2 attacks as you're fighting with your mastered longsword weapon. Skeet, are you going back into more missiles?
I am, but I want to ask, did I realize that there's a +3 on these magical?
No, you don't. You don't know that. I'm just telling mechanically I know that.
Well, there you have it. Yes, I am going to continue my melee of hell.
Missile magic. Okay. Magic missiles. Okay. With that, Arya, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'll missile.
Okay, same missile again. All right, with that, John, let's have you roll initiative. The ant will as well. The ant is going on a 1. John rolls a 5. The party is to go first. Asney, make your attacks.
All right. So,
You hit that's another 10. You lop off another one of its back legs. It's now it's got 2 legs on either side now, so it's really kind of like stumbling about as you've just lopped off a couple more of its another leg. It is bleeding. There's a gashing blood off of either side as this thing is still standing.
second
How is it not
attack.
toppled over?
Hang on a second. I want to see something. We've did a whole lot of damage. Let me do a quick check on our radioactive ant.
It's 27 damage so far.
I know. Let me just check. Oh no, it's quite dead. That killed it. All right. With that, you do drop the ant. It
Who
died.
dropped it?
Asney, the paladin, has slain the ant as it
Well
falls.
done, Asme.
Excellent.
As it dies, it makes a sound and it kind of makes this like a clicking sound. In the distance, you hear you can hear more rustling in the woods as it sounds like more of these things are coming. So we're going to break combat really quick. Asni, you just killed this thing. Skeet, from your vantage point, you can see the trees moving where at least 2 of these things are coming, maybe more.
Does it look edible?
Yes.
I'm gonna run and start to harvest.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna start moving up to harvest. Arya, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna watch for the other things coming.
All right. So you're watching about. Okay. We'll do this. How about you climb up here for the vantage point? I think this is something that you can kind of see. So you get up and you do see that there's something rustling from here. And as you're doing that, Asni, what are you doing?
I will continue to move and watch and continue to reach out and sense if there's anything leading these things.
No, you don't sense anything evil. With that, we do have new melee starting, or new encounter. Same encounter, as we have 2 more of these things coming. I just got to take the X's off. As the death sound of 1 is now called 2 more, as these things are coming out of the woods. As they're running out, you see that one of them is chewing the body, what looks to be Gaius, as they're running out. So one of them looks like Gaius ran into the other one.
That's what you get for running from the battle of those who fed you, you cur.
And as these 2 things are running out, they are like moving up. Let's go ahead and make some more announcements. We're going to kind of reset combat really quick. So with that, Arya, you now have higher ground as you see these things moving in. Skeet, you've kind of moved. You were moving towards this. You stopped on your tracks. You're still on the rocks. As you look and you see 2 more of these things coming. As that happens, we now move back into the action. Let's make some announcements. So Skeet, what are you going to do?
I would like to announce that Gaius is a bitch.
What does your character want to do?
Oh, I was just giving you the random musings of a Viking in the midst of potential harvest. I am going to find a little bit of coverage here.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to move over here by my friend, by this rock.
Okay.
And I'm going to prepare to launch a couple of one each towards each of the.
So you're running up and getting a shot for the missile. Okay.
Yeah, 2 magic missiles towards these guys.
Magic arrow missile attacks. But yes.
Magic Hyperborea and slivers.
Asni, what are you gonna do?
Guess we will melee.
All right, and then Arya.
Missile.
Gotcha. All right, so with that, let's have Leah, if you don't mind, do the favors. Let's roll some initiative. There won't be a surprise round. Everybody knew everyone was there. I'm rolling terrible. No, wait, you rolled terrible. You rolled a 1.
I rolled terrible.
I rolled a 2. This is great. All right, so here's this guy. He's running up here. Here's this guy running.
Fast. That's fast. Okay, that's really fast.
Yeah, they're extremely
Well, they're
fast.
big.
They're big and they're really fast. All right, so as they're running up, now one thing's going to happen here. Asni, you have a longer weapon than the mandibles, so you will get to attack out of turn for weapon.
Oh.
So you can make your attack.
That's going to miss.
Oh yeah, you missed. You just it got up on you quicker than you expected. You raise you just swing up in the air and you miss it. With that, it is going to make its attack. That's going to hit you. I got to roll something really quick. Make a death saving throw.
Oh boy.
What's on this one?
He only does 1 point of damage to you.
That's a failure.
It is a failure. You have failed. You have failed.
Oh.
What does that mean?
It means bad. It definitely
Radioactive paladin.
It is bad.
Oh, it is. Yeah, plus 2s to everything.
That's really bad.
That's really
I rolled
bad.
a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So you take a nick as some of the radioactive ooze out of this ant kind of bleeds into your little scrape. You don't think much of it. This other one is going to attack Skeet. I hit that. Never mind. That macro was broken. So we're just
Not that.
This is what we're rolling. Okay. It misses. With that, we now get to see some attacks. So Asni, you may make so Asni already attacked. Skeet,
I already did.
you can make your missile attacks as it's kind of running up. You're point blank, but you can make your 2 shots.
Lombo.
Yep. Shot 1 misses. Shot 2 really misses.
Whoa.
We have to go to the chart of woe. Roll
Chart
a
of woe.
roll a d12 for me really quick.
Chart of woe. When you suck really bad.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no! That's
You shot
that's-
Asni.
Yes.
Bring it.
No, it's
Hyperborea.
Excellent.
you might have shot Asni. Hang on a second.
Excellent.
I gotta look up these terrible charts.
Are those in the are those in the GM guide?
It's hang on, I gotta look it up. I had it here. Do I still have it here? Does anybody have the 3E book handy? I just need to look this up really quick.
Player or the other one?
I don't have the new book, so I don't know which one it's in. I think it's in the player's book.
Yeah, what is it called? What are we looking for? I got it right here.
In combat, there is a crit chart, and then there's a critical miss chart. It's like Sethakwa's Woe, is what I think it's called. It's in combat, attack roll.
Hold on, I'm looking up. Aqua SA.
No ZA. Hang on, let me look it up. Let me look it up here. It is an optional rule, but it needs to be.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Here it is. It's on page 278. You are a fighter. Oh, good. You hit yourself.
Oh, good. Oh,
I'm on 278. It also has a really cool illustration.
It does. All right, so as it ran up, you fall backwards off the rock. You let loose the arrow. You shoot yourself in the leg. You did 4 points of damage, plus it's a magic arrow. So you did 7 points of damage to yourself.
Beast.
Here's the thing. As you fall backward, you fall basically into the body and the ichor of the other dead ant. As you're laying there with this arrow pierced all the way through your thigh. Bad times.
Bad times.
With that, Arya, you may make your attack.
Damage from that ichor?
No. You're just basically like covered in the ooze of dead ant. You also fire and miss horribly, but not as horribly. Now make a d20 roll for the wolf. Wolf also misses. Oh, this is getting really bad really quickly.
Gracious.
Really bad really quickly. All right, so now we're going to make some more announcements. Asni, I know you're going to go melee. You get to swing twice this time. Arya, are you going to continue the missile, or are you going to cast magic? What are you going to do?
I'm going to continue the missile.
You're going to continue to missile. The wolf will continue to wolf. What is Skeet going to do laying on the ground with an arrow through his thigh?
I'm going to...
I'm going to sit here and bleed.
Yeah. I am going to climb deeper into the gut of this thing to hide.
Okay, I dig that. Okay.
And
I see a predator action as Schwarzenegger's like crawling into the mud.
Yeah, I'm going in to like completely immerse myself, and then I'm going to pull out the arrow.
Got it.
And I'm gonna scream in pain, and then I'm going to use it to etch an opening in the carcass.
So I think right now, so this turn you're going to be pulling yourself into that to kind of give you some cover as you remove the arrow. So we'll do that first. Okay. As you're doing that, as he's making his attack, they're making a missile attack. Skeet, make a roll for the initiative for the group. The ants will be going on a 3. Party's going at a 4. All right. We'll go ahead and let Asni go first with his swings.
I'd like to thank the mushrooms for that roll.
Yeah.
5 is a miss.
Pain also is not as bad, FYI.
That is a miss. Next attack. You get 2 attacks this round.
Yep.
That will hit. That will hit. All right. So that does 8 points of damage to him. As you definitely you cut across its face, you break part of the carapace of its face as it starts to bleed, covering its eyes a little bit in its own blood. But it is definitely wounded. Arya, you may now make your attack. Oh, it's so close. It went 28. You're just shooting arrows into the night sky. Roll a d20 for the wolf.
For the wolf, yeah.
Do it, wolf.
Get him.
The wolf takes a bite in. Now roll a d6 as the wolf takes a bite.
D6. 1.
All right, so John, let's see, you did
8,
and then it did another 1, so that'll be a total of 9. That is taken. Okay. All right. With that, this ant here, unfortunately, is going to go for Asni.
Hey, ant.
I would. It look tasty.
Your AC is what, 4?
4.
It just missed you. This one's going to make an attack. That's going to hit you. Take 5.
Ooh. That's 6.
So you've taken a total of 6.
Uh-huh.
All right. I need to make another roll really quick. Okay, you're good. All right. With that, Skeet, you have pulled yourself in. You do pull the arrow out. Make a test of Constitution. So just it's on your character sheet. Test of Constitution, or you can just roll a d6.
All right, hold on. Test of Constitution.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm trying to see if you can stay awake while this is happening.
Just a D6.
Yeah.
Did I have any bonuses on my Constitution? Hold on.
Your Constitution is.
I have trauma survival.
No.
Constitution. I have to get a 2 of 6.
Yeah, you failed. All right. You pull the arrow out. As you're holding the arrow in your hand, you pass out. But you're in the ant, passed out.
And I'm drowning in its blood.
This is a terrible scene. All right, Arya.
This is bad.
Oh, it's bad. It's getting worse. All right, with that, Arya, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay, take a shot. Oh no, wait, not yet. So this is announcing.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we're announcing. So Asni is still melee. You're gonna shoot. Wolf's gonna bite, and Skeet's gonna think about what he did. All right.
Yeah.
With that, John, if you'll roll initiative, you roll the initiative. I'm going on a 1.
You're going on a 1.
So this will be down to dexterity.
What's their dexterity?
It's actually not bad. What's your dexterity?
10?
Oh, they beat you. But I think Arya goes first.
I think I'm gonna go first.
Yes, your dex is pretty good. So Arya, you take your shot. We'll let you and the wolf go. It'll go Arya, wolf, ants, Asni.
Yeah, I got a 15.
Miss.
That missed.
Wolf.
Wolf, get him.
Miss.
Get
That carapace is strong. All right, ants. Ant number 1 is going to take a bite out of Asni. Does. Man, this is going to be a re-rolling heroes. It takes another 4.
Another 4.
You've taken 10.
Yep, it's still good.
It's still good. Hang on, I got to roll something for their ability. Oh God, make another death save.
another death save.
As more of its radioactive poison enters your body. Oh god.
Failure.
Failure.
Oh god. Okay. Alright. Oh man, this is so bad. Alright, the other ant is going to take an attack on poor Asni. It's also going to hit. And
Perfect.
I think this is bad. 6!
Oh, that's enough.
I think that's enough as
That's-
Asni
that's
falls
enough.
to
Oh
the
no!
Asni falls to the ground as the other ant grabs the top of it, crunches his body as she falls limp to the ground.
Oh.
And with that, we have an interesting situation. So we're gonna make announcements. Asni's gonna bleed to death or die. Skeet is unconscious in the ant. What does Arya want to do at this point? Because those things are basically eating her friends.
I'm going to. Okay. I'm going to cast a spell.
Okay. What spell?
Wait, have we passed? Wait, real quick. Have we passed? Skeet's turn?
Shillelagh.
Have we passed what?
Have we passed Skeet's turn?
Yes, you're passed out.
I know, but but I mean, has everyone gone in
Yes.
that round?
Yes.
Well, I am unconscious, but I am having a vision of my old shield maiden friend on mushrooms, and I think she speaks to me as I'm dying. And what did she say, Leia?
No. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. All right.
You're
she
an
speak to me?
idiot.
You're
should have come with
You're
us.
an idiot.
you're just passed out. All right. So Arya, what
That was my big moment.
Arya, what spell are you gonna cast?
Shillelagh on my staff.
Shillelagh on your spell. Okay. So you're going to cast a spell.
And I'm going to run up and smack it.
All right. With that, roll initiative.
Okay.
I'm going on a 1. You're also going on a 1, but you're going first. All right, so you
Going first.
You cast Shillelagh. Your staff ignites with druidic magic as the ants. They both take their turns eating poor Asni, ripping her limb from limb and eating her. Asni is torn to pieces.
Nothing but ants.
Asni is torn to pieces. She is.
But she gets 3 saving throws.
That's a different game.
So here's what's interesting. Asni was dead a couple of rounds ago from the poison. It just hadn't taken effect yet. Her hair was starting to fall out from the radiation. She was already dead. She died. She actually died 2 rounds ago. She was just fighting
Come back
on.
and fight like a man. I'm already half dead.
Her fate had been sealed. Okay.
Your disease?
No. You're quite dead. All right. So Arya, you cast this and you look. Skeet. You assume at this point Skeet's dead. Asni.
Yeah.
There's body parts everywhere, and those two things are now looking around at more food. So at this point,
I'm gonna die.
at this point, do you want to engage or do you want to run?
I want to run.
Okay. At this point, you're going to use the
I
lighted.
want to call the wolf and run.
Okay. At this point, they're going to be so busy eating Asni that you and the wolf can run off, and you can use the magic of the shillelagh as a torch, basically, to leave. You leave, and we're gonna take this out of combat. As you leave, you do see from the vantage point in the distance that the ants continue to eat Asni, and then after that, they kind of scurry off.
Okay.
In a few moments from your distance, you see emerge from the body of a very covered in ichor Skeet comes out of the body of the ant, like dragging his leg as he's kind of like moving across. But you do see in the distance that Skeet has somehow survived.
I'll run back up to him.
All right, so at this point, I don't know, how long does Shillelagh last? I don't know if that's still going at this point.
Did I write it down?
I don't know. So, John has waited months and then extra weeks to play this character, and
I
died
know.
immediately.
Okay.
Died just immediately.
good.
Immediately.
Immediately.
That's good. I didn't want to play a paladin anyway.
Well, you did take down an ant, a giant ant.
You did take down a giant ant. All right, so we have to.
I think it lasts.
Anyway,
I don't remember.
So we'll come back to that. So you're running up. We'll say for the sake of argument, it's still going. The light of the magic is still on your staff. It's lighting the area. You walk up and you see a very wounded Skeet, and Skeet at this point is dragging his leg. He does have his magic arrow in hand, and there are no pieces of that. There's like a boot. Her sword is laying there, but she is. Every piece of her was eaten by the ants.
Oof.
So at this point, let's return to the scene with Skeet injured and Arya returning, with Wolf in tow.
With Wolf in tow. Do I have
What?
any of the berries left?
What happened?
That
Are they
ant
gone?
ate Asney. They are gone. They scurried off.
Are they gone?
They are gone.
We must find shelter.
We must find shelter. Agreed.
I am in pain.
Can you walk?
A short ways.
All right.
I need to tend to my wound.
We'll try to find some shelter.
I've been very badly burned. You shot me. Why did you shoot me?
Shot me in the leg. It's okay. I'm all right.
Oh god. All right. So you evade further giant radioactive ant issues. You get back to your using the trick that Gaius told you, because the trees have moved. You follow the ground, you follow the stones, and that allows you to get back to where you were before with the campfire. You're able to rest a little bit, to stop the bleeding, to bandage the wound. The question now is, do you try to push on and get out of here using the abilities of Skeet, or do you try to heal up and rest here?
I'm at 3 of 10. I'm gonna look to her and says, if you need to move on. I can't.
I can't heal you.
You can heal me?
I cannot. I don't
Yeah,
have any.
I feel like I need
have any
some
ability.
time. If we feel like we can. Do you think this is safe?
It's safe enough.
I mean, there are mushrooms.
Our mushrooms. I can find berries.
And you've got our next meal as your friend.
You are not going to eat my wolf.
I'm just kidding.
All right, so
But you have to name it. If
will
you
name
name
it.
it, I can't eat it.
Okay.
Something besides wolf. We could.
I mean,
We could name it after our friend.
no.
as you debate the name of the dog in the wee hours of the night,
I had a name. I just don't remember what I did.
it's okay. We'll come back to it. As you try to think of a name, you're so traumatized by the death of your closest friend here in the wood. The night goes on. The embers of the fire sizzle. There is a strange spirit that is moving about the wood. Arya, you sense it. You sense that there is an evil spirit in the wood that seems to be somehow controlling the wood and shaping it and reshaping it. You sit and you commune with nature and the spirit, and it seems that your presence is somehow keeping it at bay.
My
Ooh.
presence.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I relay that information to Skeet. And also,
They'll sit closer to me then.
shillelagh lasts 2 turns.
Okay, so it lasts a while, 20 minutes. Okay, at this point, it's out.
At this point, it's out.
So do this. We're going to rest. Skeet, go ahead and roll your hit die to see how much you heal from your bandaged wound overnight.
And if I can find any fresh berries, I can cast Good Berry.
I will say that you do. You find berries. You can cast Good Berry.
All right, so that puts me back up to 10.
I will say a mixture of rest and the magic berries of the druid. See, magic berries, magic mushrooms, and some rest.
4.
There
I
you
have
go.
4 berries.
You have 4 berries. Allows you to get to where you can walk on your wound. The magic of the berries has sealed the wound. It's very sore, but you feel that you can walk. The next,
So if I roll an 8, I'm back up to my 10.
yeah. I'm just narratively, I'm explaining how you just bounce back
how I'm
from
walking.
how you're walking, right? So I think the magic of the berries is what's going to really do the trick here. So with that, you pull yourself together to try to track your way out of here. So if you use your wilderness tracking ability, roll that. It's a D12, and see if you get out of the wood without any further issues.
Oh.
Using the trick that Gaius told you, you are able to escape the wood.
Nice.
It's not about the trees or the path, it's about following the earth and the rock.
Yeah.
So had you not had that, you would never have thought to use that to get out. So with that, the two of you escape, leaving the remains of poor Asni in the stomach of some giant radioactive ants. With that, the two of you are able to make it back to the tower, where you spend the next couple
I have water and chicken.
You spend the next couple of weeks there, resting, recovering, hunting a small game that comes across, using the foraging abilities of your new friend. She's able to find both root and berries and things that it allows you to live off the land in the safety of this. But you do realize that you're going to have to venture out and find a way out of here eventually. There's not enough resources to live next to this tower indefinitely.
The bats have realized that they are my chicken.
Right. With that, I will say that you have 3 of your... No, you shot 2. So you have 2. You have 2 of those arrows left.
Okay.
Yeah, you have 2 of those arrows left. And with that, this will be a good stopping point, as we'll see. What does John roll up next? Man, I am 2 for 2 in the last 2 episodes of killing. We split the party and had 2 deaths immediately.
Very Hyperborea.
Yeah, very Hyperborea.
John, you're muted. John's muted.
I've got my rolls done already.
Oh, you guys are all well, tune in next week to see what John makes. All right. So with this, we're going to spend a couple of weeks here. This will be an opportunity to rest. It'll be an opportunity. Chris's character Skeet will have time to train here with the druid.
To get to know Arya a little bit better.
I think at this point, Skeet will now become level 2. Should have enough experience to hit level 2. So we'll do some of those rolls off game. As you reach level 2, and we'll see what John comes up with next week, as I believe the party may be back together in full.
It's brutal.
Yeah, so the next 2
It
weeks.
is brutal.
This game is definitely brutal. All right, so with that, we thank everybody for hanging out with us as we had a misadventure in an enchanted forest as they escaped
Indeed, a misadventure.
the fury of radioactive ants. What was so
Alas,
bad?
poor Asni, I knew him well.
Her. Everyone so much, and we'll see you guys next week as we dive back into Hyperborea.